Today's meme of the day is...
You see those fuckers over there? You see them?
Yeah.
Right here.
They have done absolutely nothing wrong, but they're blue. I've always hated the color blue. You know why?
Why?
No reason.
That is true. So,
You know what else is a really good watch? When Death Battle do a Devil May Cry character.
oh boy, now we get to dive into our technical triple return, as I'm going to call it for now.
Segway.
Because next time on Death Battle, Dante takes on Clive Rossfield from Final Fantasy 16.
There are Final Fantasies that aren't 7?
Surprise! Bet everyone.
Honestly, I thought it'd be lightning. That would be the first one.
So, we'll get into that in a second because of the speculation going on why it's possible that this one was chosen. Because, first of all, Clive breaks a record previously held by Dimitri and other characters on this show. He's the earliest to get on by franchise now. Because Final Fantasy 16 came out 2 years ago. And we are...
I don't think that record's gonna get broken anytime soon.
Well, considering there was a hype for a certain character on Champions Island, you never know. What I will say, though, is that Dante's returning, and we haven't seen him in nearly a decade.
Yep, I just pulled up Dante vs. Bayonetta. That came out 9 years ago.
Let me put it this way: Nerdbender was just starting out when that season was happening.
So,
Yeah.
How many of us were surprised, first of all, to see Dante come back?
Yes.
Honestly, I thought they would do Nero first.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, rip those who wanted Nero versus Hellboy. I mean, I say that as if it's never gonna happen. Like, it's going to. It's inevitable.
Right. But yeah, no, that
As
was
in, it's requested all the time. Like, it's gonna happen someday, right?
true. And then we get to see who his opponent is in Clive, which, just like Buffy, not a lot of people knew who Clive was. But in this case, I don't blame them because his game is from 2 years ago. So he's like fairly recently. Or if you're like here,
Yeah, also-
you got him in Tekken.
Also, he's a Final Fantasy protagonist that isn't Cloud.
True. Though he can wield Cloud Sword, technically.
That's funny.
Yeah, because DLCs exist for that game. I've done some digging into more of Clive, because this is the character I've been really interested in since we talked about him on the Lad server a while back. I played his game, and I thought it was fantastic. But it's only fair that we can resume with Dante, because I think a certain somebody we know is happy about Dante coming back.
I mean, I think a lot of people are happy that Dante's coming back.
Well, Proboscis, I know, is very excited for Dante.
Honestly, when it was revealed that Dante was coming back, I was like, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be fun.
I mean,
I kind of wanted to fight Soul Bad Guy, but I'm gladly take this.
Devil May Cry's made a resurgence ever since 5 and even the Netflix anime, so it makes sense that they kind of chose Dante before anyone else again.
That would have chosen Nero because he was the main protagonist of 5.
Oh yeah, speaking of, I can bring this up, fun fact. So you know how when Dante vs. Bayonetta, the same person worked on them? It happened again. The same person who worked on Devil May Cry 5 worked on FF16 and was asked who would win between Dante and Clive.
Wait, seriously?
It was a...
Yes.
So their name is Ryoto Suzuki. He worked on the combat for DMC 5 and for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh yeah, I knew about working on the combat. I just didn't know he was asked like who would win between Dante and Clive.
He was asked by Game Informer all the way back in 2023 who would win between Dante and Clive.
I'm curious what he said.
He said Clive.
Ah,
So if tradition is to follow,
So, can you... anyone just baffled that this has happened to Dante twice?
if I had a nickel for every time I got put in death battle against someone has a connection to me because of like, I don't know, the creator or someone who just worked on the game, and that person said I would lose, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
It's happened twice, and both times they went against him, but we'll see if that logic still holds up because of things going on. But I like the idea of Dante coming back. I feel like they can expand more on Devil May Cry because the last time DMC, which is on in general, was Season 4.
Yeah, and that was the birth of Wool Level Virgil.
Ah! Boy, does DMC 5 knock that out of the water.
I've heard stuff from even DMC 1 that blows it out of the water.
So,
But
yeah, I
We'll
think
get
this
to
is why
that.
fans have been wanting the series to come back lately.
with how research has been done nowadays, it is going to be refreshing to see a more modernized rundown of Dante and just Devil May Cry as a whole, because Dante's episode was the second to last episode before research drastically changed. Because it started getting changed after Bowser vs. Ganon's episode.
yeah, no, Bowser vs. Ganon was like the episode where like, because the research team were like voluntary, way back in the day. But basically they would just like compile notes, send them to Ben and Chad, and then they would go through those and just debate with each other who would win. And if I remember right, the majority of them said that they believe Bayonetta should have won, but then they went with Dante. A lot of people weren't too fussed because oh my god, that animation though.
Oh yeah, it still holds up.
Then Bowser vs. Ganon came out, and they unanimously said Bowser should win. And then he didn't. So, well, yeah, a lot of the researchers got really, really mad. This is from public videos that I've heard. Apparently, in like some chat that they had, I think it was Lousy. His reaction was, "Oh, fuck off, fuck off."
Well,
There's like me watching sports.
Again, it's gonna be a nice take to see a more modernized take on Dante. Even though, given the stuff I've seen in Devil May Cry 5, Dante kicks Bayonetta's ass. I'm really excited to see what they do with Dante as a whole. Now we can go on to the one that people don't know that much about, Mr. Rossfield, or Clive. Oh boy,
Right.
there's a lot for this character.
I'm just gonna say this out of the park. This guy is a protagonist that seems to be tailor-made for me.
Oh yeah. So let's to make it simple. Go ahead.
I'll
Nate.
be right back. You guys keep talking.
Okay. To make it simple for the audience, I think it's only fair to just talk about the comparisons and similarities that Clive has with Dante, rather than just spoiling his entire story in this podcast. Because first of all,
Well, to be fair, the story's going to be spoiled anyway.
right, but for people
in the
wondering why Clive was chosen for Dante specifically, I think it's fair to point out some similarities that the two have.
Go ahead.
For example, they both have a younger brother in their family that they really care a lot about in different ways. For Dante, he still cares about Virgil. For Clive, it is his brother Joshua. And both of them have transformations that they can access through different, like, demon magic or natural magic in Final Fantasy. They both are skilled swordsmen, obviously, and both Clive, while wasn't a blade for hire precisely compared to Dante in his original work, they both have a very similar attitude about everything. It's just Clive's a little bit more of the tragic side of Dante's character.
Clive is kind of like, the best way to describe it is if Dante was like, wasn't as happy-go-lucky, like.
Right.
He didn't have that like spark of personality. Clive would be kind of similar to Dante would be kind of similar to Clive. And that's kind of underselling how awesome Clive is, so
Yeah, because there's a lot that Clive has done in his own verse, in his own universe. They both experienced the tragedy and revival of their siblings, multiple occasions in Clive's case.
oh god.
This is a debate overall, though. It seems even at first. Because I think a lot of people are talking about, Clive has to get like certain things, like scaling things and whatnot, which they probably are going to give to him if you give Dante implications from Devil May Cry lore. Because it wouldn't just be fair to give.
has returned it.
Welcome back. We talked about a couple of similarities between Dante and Clive, and oh boy. As for what Clive can do, let me provide a quick example for those who've only seen Final Fantasy VII episodes of Death Battle. You guys remember Bahamut?
Like him turn into that.
He can turn into Bahamut, sort of.
Well, it's a different sort of monster, but technically is similar to Bahamut, so.
So, Clive's stick he is what is called a dormant. They are people blessed with different powers of the different elemental vessels or gods of sorts. For Clive, he became the Dormant of Fire, specifically Ifrit. And this is probably where the animation's going to have Kirby Monkey Brain. Clive can be a giant dragon.
No, in Final Fantasy 16, you can fight as the giant monster. There's like legit boss fights with it. It is so cool.
Yeah,
That does sound cool.
it is. Clive's story is about finding out like what happened to his brother that day. He learns the truth about it, and then tries to end the corrupt government, as it were, in the realm of FF16. Because
Basically, to sum up the plot of Final Fantasy 16, it's got them
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Combat with a very Asura's Wrath style story.
right,
You know.
Ah, okay.
yeah, I don't want to spoil too much of this if I can.
Forget what.
What was that, mate?
You forgot when he said that, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much for some people because, first of all, you guys should play this game for yourself. It's peak. And,
Yeah, this is going. As soon as I saw that you could like turn into a giant monster, I put it straight onto the list.
I'll get more into what Clive can do for, like, if people want to know, like, does he stand a chance against Dante later on. But as a character, I really like Clive.
Yeah, if you want a quick look down of what he can do, look up his gameplay trailer of Tekken 8. That would give you a good start.
Yeah, and
Also, no JRPG go boa.
yeah, and we talked about this while Mate was gone as well. They will most likely give Clive scaling and stuff from the DLCs of FF16, just like they would give Dante the lore and stuff from Devil May Cry. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as
Yeah.
fair.
So on that note, are we talking about who wins?
Would we like to talk about who wins, or because
I'll be honest, I've got no idea who wins right now.
this one's up in the air again because of what you give each of these characters.
So, based on how JRPGs usually tend to go, I'm gonna guess that Clive ends up fighting like God and like, basically whoever created the universe or something.
You would be right. That is, I believe they are called Sigma. And
Okay. And something I heard for Dante, I think it was the Demon Lord Mundus. Like, you fight him in the first game, don't you?
You fight Nero Angelo in the first game, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, when do you fight Mundus then?
I don't know if you do fight Mundus at all in the first game.
I swear I thought Death Battle even said they beat him. That Dante beat him.
Yeah, because I know Neo Angelus is Virgil in the first game. If I would tell you that in DMC, right?
Yeah.
So like,
But yeah, Mundus, from what I've heard, created an infinitely expanding universe.
Oh yeah, he did fight Mundus in Devil May Cry 1.
so like,
Okay, yeah. So Dante fought him in one. So
so like from that power aspect, it's kind of even in a sense.
and keeping in mind that was Dante's first game.
Like, there's a lot going for both Clive and Dante, because like, they both have a crazy arsenal as well, technically.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how many guns are just in the briefcase one alone?
666.
Yep.
Right.
Although we only see so many.
As for
Yeah, that's.
as for,
I just really want to see a moment in the fight where Dante just rides in on the chainsaw bike, detaches it to fight Clive, and Clive's like, "What the fuck?"
dude, I just want somehow, some way, for Death Battle to put in just the clip of Dante doing the moonwalk dance with the hat.
Oh, they have to.
They're going to. 'Cause I feel
But what
like
if
they might
he-
use Faust as a weapon.
What if he just does it in the fight?
He could, yeah. Clive also has expansive versatility as well, mostly more the magic than weapons department.
Yeah, sometimes some of the different like abilities like gives him different weapons.
Right, because he's a dormant, he's absorbed other dormant powers of different elements, and some of the lore about those elements are quite absurd. For example, you know how Dante can slow down time?
I'm guessing Clive can do the same thing.
Clive can, yeah. He can do the
Alright,
same.
yeah.
So that point's pretty much so that debate is going to be like in Clive versus Link 2. It will just cancel each other out.
Pretty
Or
much.
hell, it'll be like in Dante versus Bayo when they both like stop or slow down time, and yeah, they just fight and stop time the whole time.
Yeah. So like, this debate is complicated in a lot of ways. It's not clear
It gets
cut.
complicated real fast.
Right. Because let me tell you guys, like, all the things that both Dante and Clive can do can sort of counter each other in some sort of way. Like, Clive
Yeah,
even has a
like,
counter
I can-
for Yamamoto. You know, Virgil's sword, he has a specific counter for that.
I'm pretty certain like Tekken 8 also he has a weapon that can do something very similar to Yamato as well.
Yes, that would be Zenketsuin. That is something he got after absorbing the dormant of Odin.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure like I wouldn't be surprised if like Clive can heal himself with magic.
I think
Whereas Dante just like passively regenerates.
yeah, that's something Clive can do, yeah, because one of the dormants he absorbed is the Phoenix. And well, you all know the tale as old as time of what a Phoenix can do.
How long does that take though?
He comes back instantaneously.
Oh. Is it like once per battle or?
Well, in the gameplay, Clive can switch in between his different dormant forms at will, so...
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
it's
only if
not
he
like
has
in-
specific
yeah.
form.
And they're on, like, cooldowns, pretty much.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
the only thing
Mipha's
that-
Grace for Link.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like how when I say use Tekken 8 as a starting point, it's because you can't switch dormants in that. You have them all at once. That's why I say you can't exactly
Yeah,
use that as the basis.
yeah, so... And that's why I think they are going to give Clive the DLC stuff, because there's a couple dormants from the DLC that Clive got. The two specific ones are Leviathan, which is like another water dormant, and Sigma. Yeah, you know, the god that
So
Clive
he got
Clive
the
defeated?
Sigma virus. Got it.
Sure, we'll go with that if you want to break your PC.
I get the feeling that from that they're gonna make a Sigma male joke.
Kill me now.
Yeah, I would rather they make a Mega Man X joke, but
And we'll dive deeper into the who we think actually wins in a bit more often. But that's just a brief thing about what they can do, because what everyone wants to know is, Sean, what do you mean a triple return? It's only Dante coming back, right? No.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Let's start with one that was recently revealed by this person themselves. Joe Vick is returning for this animation, as he is confirmed. The animator of Lucario vs. Blaziken. He said he was coming back and even posted the image of that next time tease of Dante versus Clive. He's like, I got some old friends I gotta help out.
oh, I'm so looking forward to this fight.
Hell, according to Luis, he said that this is gonna be this is like one of the prettiest fights they've ever done, in his opinion.
I hope this is another 6-minute long fight.
Well, we'll see if he can pull it out, because, as Mate has once called him, the prodigal son has returned.
Yep. While a lot of us might be thinking, wait, why Dante versus Clive of all things? It might be because that's what a certain animator wanted to do.
So much so that I believe he was on the actual cast for when they did this one.
Torian's back, baby!
Yeah, remember when we hit the Kickstarter goal for that and people got so excited?
I remember when the Kickstarter was being announced, I said in a call, I hope one of the extended goals is we do an episode with Torian. I really hope that's an option.
And Lord,
I was told, nope, that's not going to happen, and I was like, oh, I think they will.
Lord
It was revealed that was an option, and I was like, yes.
Lord and behold, Torian returns. It seems also fitting that it's a Dante episode again as well.
Yeah, because I think many people still to this day would argue that Dante versus Bayonetta is his best animation.
Dude, that's fair. I genuinely think. It just seems so fitting that Torian is back again. After nearly 5 years since Blake Mikasa came out?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I say near 5 years, I guess. Nearly half a decade.
yeah.
Nearly half a decade. He's back. And even longer, though, if you count him being the lead animator for this one.
When was the last time he led an animation? It was 2019?
Ryu versus Jin, I believe.
Whoa!
Because he was
That was a
always
while ago.
he was always in the background when they were starting to go into Unreal Engine.
Yeah, I suppose you gotta learn how to use the system.
Yeah, and since then, Torian has worked for Respawn and the Jedi Survivor games, and he's always been very positive with the Death Battle team, and they were able to get him back. And it's just it feels so cool to have Torian back, especially since Death Battle has gone independent. A lot more people have started watching Death Battles who may not know anything about Torian.
I'm just
Watch
really
previous episodes. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna have so much fun, just rewatching some of his older episodes.
I think some people
Actually, a good starting point for watching his old stuff, Deadpool versus Deathstroke,
I think some people have watched
which also included a dance scene, which is what we're hoping for Dante Clive.
Yeah, I remember talking
Hopefully
about
this
that.
time he does that while sober.
Yeah, I remember talking about that because
Maybe.
Alara actually did watch that episode, and she had so many questions about that dance scene. When I told her about it, she's like, "Okay, that's sick."
Uh,
But yeah, I feel like
so many.
Torian coming back feels so surreal, dude. Words can't describe how excited I am for his return.
There is something else that I'm hoping for as well that I don't think is going to happen, but it would just be so fitting.
A
'Cause when
billion
I say
flips.
this, flips are to be expected. That I say I want this fight to be 6 minutes long, so that the first part of the track, the first part of the fight, could have a track from Anakin Reigns playing, like how they used to be in Torian's episodes.
True. No. Can you imagine? Like he makes Clive go Ifrit, and he just has Ifrit do a bunch of flips rather than flying. Imagine a giant dragon doing backflips, dude.
I can. It's like watching Brian Cage do them. See this big, muscular guy, and he's busy flipping around like a guy 3 times, like a guy 3 times smaller.
And like, if Dante versus Clive does really well, I hope this would kind of make the team consider having Torian on, like not very often, but like once every like couple years or so, maybe.
Like when we have certain matchups, like let's give them to Torian and let him have some fun.
Yeah, like maybe Nero Hellboy.
Yeah. Again, also, the fact that we also got Joe Vick coming back as well. Again, if this does well, hopefully they also bring him back every so often. As well as just, seeing who else they're able to get to work on animations again.
It's just nice to hear those two names like working on a battle together. It feels so good.
Yeah, at time of recording, we don't know anything about like Dante's preview, the animation preview. None of that's come out yet. We always record beforehand. Also, mostly just Bill design like spoilers.
That explains a lot.
He is not a fan of spoilers, and I don't blame him. But what
Some people don't like to get spoiled on things or have things leaked.
Nate will never forgive Hulk Godzilla.
Or a lot of stuff.
So that's how we turn Nate into the Hulk. Got it.
Would you? No, mate. Don't hurt Steve again. No.
You, buddy, what's your name?
Stan.
Stan. Oh! See?
God damn it! You're paying for the bill.
No, no, seriously. Imagine like I'm going to see the next Avengers movie, and like what happened with my brother, some like kid just like blurts something out on his way out and spoils it. Then I just turn into a Hulk and like just puny got the kid in the car park.
No, that's when you're allowed to go a little Shawn Michaels and you just kick the kid in the face.
It'd be funnier if that kid's name was Stan.
Sean gets my joke.
In fact, here's the joke we were referring to. God, I hope that doesn't get Bill in trouble. If it does, worth it.
And we got demonetized.
Yippee! So, I think this episode has a lot of potential, especially in the music department.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, it goes without saying.
The real question is, will Brandon work on this one? Or maybe perhaps a Theirwolf collab? Who knows? I think the dream, though...
Actually, the music potential was one of the reasons why I did want Dante to take on Soul Bad Guy, but honestly, I feel like a Devil May Cry soundtrack fused with Final Fantasy elements has the potential to sound really awesome.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's what we all thought for One Winged Angel. Or was it One Winged Devil? Yeah, it was One Winged Devil.
Yeah. Can you imagine, though, like, the crazy dream people have is, like, Victor comes on for a Devil May Cry track.
I mean, they've got him before.
And for those who don't know, Victor did this track. And to be fair, Brandon got someone else who did a Devil May Cry 5 track on Death Battle earlier this year. Yeah,
so many things are being revealed about this in the build-up that I'm like, oh yeah, and the potential of so many extra things that I was just going, this is gonna turn out good.
For people who don't know,
Kira can hear your boner.
please put it away. Also, for people don't know what I referred to earlier, Casey worked on a Devil May Cry 5 track. Specifically Nero's Devil Trigger track. So hey, it is possible. The potential for music is there. This episode has so many upsides ever since it was teased by Devil Artemis himself that saying Torian's coming back, that I'm very hyped for this episode.
Well, when it was announced that it was Dante vs. Clive, we were all saying this very well could be the Torian episode. It feels the most Torian coded one out there.
And Devil's just like, yeah, Torian's doing it.
Get excited.
The hype is real for this next time, dude.
It feels like it was like when Bryan Danielson showed up in AEW for the first time, and they were just like, alright, he's going to wrestle Kenny Omega for 30 minutes. Have fun.
So have we reached the point where we say who our bets on?
Yeah, I think it's fair to start with Bill real quick to see because he came to a conclusion right away. So, resuming the post that Bill sent me, the next time, wow, I am sad I can't share my Clive knowledge, but here we are. It might come as a shock.
Well, you can do it afterwards.
It might come as a shock, but Clive has a lot going for him. First off, character-wise, he's badass. I 100% agree.
He also has a pet wolf companion.
He's like a more serious and darker Cloud, and thankfully not in the edgy way. That is also very true. He's got
Yeah, that is true.
He's got power over all types of fire abilities and can transform into an epic form called the Ifrit. Not the Ifrit, just Ifrit. A fire beast that can wield the power of a powerful being that can regenerate his wounds and absorb other powers from other magical threats. I will say though, Dante has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and I'd argue his healing factor and combat skills are more than enough to keep up with Clive. And on top of Devil Trigger, which helps him face even universe threat monsters and his massive arsenal of weapons, I gotta give it to Dante. So Bill will be going for Dante.
Ooh,
Yeah,
not
'cause
what I
it's
was
like-
expecting.
There's Devil Trigger, then there's Sin Devil Trigger.
Yeah. Oh, also, I didn't bring this up, but in Virgil Sephiroth, they brought up that at one point Virgil was cut in half by Dante, but he healed so fast that it was like it didn't even happen. And, well, because they're twins, like, Dante should be capable of the exact same thing.
Yeah, it generally will depend on interpretation and what exactly you're able to give Dante, like lore-wise. But again, you should be able to give Dante a lot of lore stuff from Devil May Cry if you're going to do the same for Clive.
Yeah.
It's interesting
Yeah.
because what Bill didn't bring up was the fact that both Dante and Clive will take on universe-like threats. Hell, another spoiler, skip to this timestamp here. At the end of Clive's story, he was powerful enough to erase all the magic in the Final Fantasy universe.
See what I meant by a Sora's Wrath style story?
Also, Star versus the Forces of Evil sort of thing. Huh.
Yeah, so this one, like, power-wise, they're kind of even, I think. I do think that they are even based off the people that they fight. Even, if you're like, well, doesn't Dante fight multiversal beings? In the fight against Sigma, Sigma combines with other forms of himself who have the same power output, so technically that's also multiversal from addition.
In other words, this fight's going to come down to the minute details.
Right.
Yeah, it might come down to like how their abilities counter each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant by minute details. And
sorry.
the wording of the abilities.
Yeah, I genuinely do think this is a complicated one because on the surface, Dante and Clive can counter pretty much anything they can do, really. Though you could make an argument that becoming Ifrit would make Clive a bigger target, perhaps, just like in Trace of Megatron.
At that point, he just transforms into a Devil May Cry boss.
But a thing I've noticed with Clive, he has an ability that can just disintegrate projectiles, basically, making them not exist anymore. So, like, again, they both seem like they can counter each other. It's a hard call.
Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put my bet on Clive just because JRPGs go burr, but say that I want Dante to win.
That's fair. This is a hard
Might
one.
be a cop out, but hey, either way, I'm happy.
Yeah, and hey, guys, at least Mate voted. He abstained last time because of how close that was.
I mean, if you to be fair, if you gave me the death battle like analyses, it would have been clear as day.
But we don't do that because why would we? That's cheating. Ah, man. I'm still a bit torn.
Also,
Kier.
make the details of predicting that a bit, well, redundant.
Also, Kier, do you have your mind made up on who you think wins this one?
As of right now, I have no bloody idea because, as I said, they have a lot of abilities that counter each other. Just, this is going to be the case of where I'm going to need to learn a lot more before I can like put down a concrete answer.
Right.
But right now, I am leaning more towards Dante than anything else.
Okay.
He might have a couple of weapons that will come in very handy here.
That is a fair argument. Again, for me, it genuinely is a back and forth. They both can counter each other. They both have ways of, like some of their big stuff in the arsenal. You think Yamato would be enough, but no, Clive has something very similar to that. They both. Can
You think we might get a scene of them just like hopping through dimensions,
Yeah, that's something I know.
or like hopping through other fights?
That could happen. I know Clive has that ability as well in his game.
Well, that would be a reference I didn't see coming.
I will say this. I do think by technical standpoint, Dante's has more versatility with his arsenal by quantity. But a lot of it's like bullet based. You know what I mean? I don't think that's just going to be enough to hurt Clive. He needs like something specific like Kier was saying.
Yeah.
And if you can make an argument of Clive being able to take some of Dante's powers if they are magic, which Clive has done in the past.
I don't think they are because they're like genetic,
That's a
right?
I think maybe. But what
Yeah,
I'm-
because it's like from the union of his demon father Sparta and his mother.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying, I think the more thing is that if Dante has anything magic related, Clive can just negate that technically. It's close. I think I'm just barely gonna give it to Clive. I
Yeah,
just
Wow,
so we
like-
got
Even predictions then.
yeah. So I do think Kieran Bill's reasoning for going with Dante makes absolute sense, but I also think
It
that,
definitely does. I'm even conflicted now.
I mean,
yeah, as a genuine, I'm based on what I know, I'm going to learn a lot more before I can make a concrete decision.
if,
I'm more leaning more towards one than the other right now.
if you want to change your answer, man, it's no big deal because I do think there's arguments to be made for either character.
Yeah,
You also could
I'm
just
leaning towards Dante right now. I will probably have my mind made up before the fight comes on in the episode.
that's fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, would you like to switch to Dante, or would you like to do the Blade versus Buffy of abstaining again?
Oh, you meant me?
Yeah, because like,
Nah, I'll stick with Clive just because JRPGs go burr.
alrighty. Well, there you have our predictions, folks. We have two of us rooting for Clive and two of us rooting for Dante. Sorry if people were expecting. Go ahead.
You know what? If Clive does lose after I've said that, can we just get a photo with like say like his tombstone just etched on it? JRPG did not go burr.
Yes. Again, for those wondering, like, why we didn't go so spoiler heavy with this, because I genuinely do think you guys should experience this game on your own and just look at some of the crazy things that these guys can do. And plus, well, we don't want to give you guys a headache over this one. We did that last time with Blade vs. Buffy, and people did not appreciate the headaches.
Hey, it's your fault you listened to it.
Yeah, it's out the viewer base, man.
But hey, you can feel free to leave a comment down below of this prediction to see if you want to bring up something that we didn't bring up, or hell, join the lads Discord server. Why don't you?
I have a feeling we're going to get quite a few comments explaining a lot of stuff.
Shameless,
Probably.
shameless plugs. But well, I think there's the hype for this episode is genuinely there overall. We got 2 animators returning that have made kick-ass animations before. One of which is quite literally, as Mate has put him, the prodigal son of Death Battle.
I'm not the only one who's called him that.
I know, but but you said it on this podcast before, so I'm quoting you on that.
Fair enough.
You're
Actually,
only-
you know what? No
Well,
one
I mean,
else
yeah,
said
he
it.
said it.
Everyone else is just referencing me.
Overall, I am really excited for this episode. Clive's a really cool character, and Dante's going to get a more modern Death Battle analysis.
Yeah, so we got a really cool Final Fantasy roll tide coming in. Dante getting a run back. The guy that made some of the best Death Battle animations ever coming back, alongside the guy that made arguably the best DBX ever.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I think Lucario versus Blaziken was a really good DBX.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put them all together, combined with our potentially epic soundtrack. And that's tasty brew we're cooking up.
Yeah, I think the only thing I wish that they were able to do is a slight nitpick I have with the lead up. You know how when they teased Blade Buffy, they had Ishmahawk's logo?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Oh, you wish they actually said it in the next time that this was Torian's episode.
Or just show him doing a backflip so we know it was actually Torian.
You show a flip. At this point, it's like that bit from Spider-Man where the guy goes, "Do a flip," and Torian's just like, "Yes."
How many? The real question Torian would ask was to be like, how many?
Yes.
How many? Enough to make a Luchador and Steve Lyle jealous.
Okay.
Just needs to do like a bajillion backflips.
This is going to be... If Luis is correct, this fight alone might be the best fight of this year. There's a lot of potential for it. But do either of you have any final words or expectations of Clive and Dante's episode?
I think we've said what needs to be said, really.
Alrighty.
As I said, I want to see Dante at one point ride the bike and then split it into the chainsaws.
Dude,
Yep, he has a bike, they can split into chainsaws.
dude, give me the Oculus slide and then he just has the chainsaw.
He just runs in, does the slide, whacks him, detaches them. I was like, what the hell? Also, I do hope they do mention that Clive's a pet wolf companion at some point.
Because you can pet the
It does
doggo.
happen.
Yeah, you can pet the doggo.
You can pet the doggo. And in Tekken 8, he's part of your moveset.
Hopefully he doesn't get used and, well, potentially killed in the fight.
If he
You're
does,
not killing the doggo.
if he does, I will hate Dante forever. Because as Boomstick once said, I don't like dog killers. Well, with that being said, no third topic today sound good, right?
Yeah, we've got on for a while.
Yeah.
You never really do for topics we guess.
Yeah, and plus, like, I was able to split these into 2 separate recording sessions anyway, so, like, it's easier to edit. I'm smart.
Fair enough.
But hey, you know what, Kier? Thank you for filling
Yeah,
in.
you just got like the. Yeah, you just got like a picture of the use. You just got a picture of like how you usually do, and it's just the audio in the background.
So, first of all, Kier, thank you for coming on the fill-in as a substitute co-host. We appreciate it.
No problem.
And we appreciate you folks at home watching these past 2 episodes. Hopefully we'll do a third topic again when Bill's back, but we won't know for 100% certainty until then.
Well, until his corpse revives itself.
Well, until then, thank you folks for watching. What did you think of Blade versus Buffy? And what are you looking most forward to Dante versus Clive? leave your comments down below on either parts. We will get to those comments the next time we record a Lads Discuss Death Battle. And with that being said, I'm going to hand off final words to both Mate and Kier.
Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go play more Legends ZA or Crossworlds. Bye.
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 Wise words, Kier. Wise words. At least you didn't pull the devil trigger.